Even as a young girl, Salihah Moore looked for a way to connect science, art, and spirituality. Her search ended when she came in contact with sacred geometry, an art form which celebrates the perfect patterns found in nature. Sacred structures like temples and mosques are also built on such principles. As an artist, Salihah strives to replicate this perfection in her own art.
First of all, can you just tell me what is sacred geometry for those of us who've never heard of it?
Sacred geometry, people take compasses and rulers and they precisely make shapes that create these incredibly complex tessellations and patterns. My art is sort of inspired by sacred geometry. Because mine aren't like precise measurements, like in those incredible tessellations you'll see in mosques and all that.
How did you even get started in the art, find out about it, get interested in it?
I think I've always been really into painting. My parents are artists, but I've also been really into science. And I went to Bennington College and studied sculpture and stuff, and my major there, because it's like a really liberal college, so you make up your own majors.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I like that college.
Yeah. So my major was mysticism and science through picture books.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
Interesting.
So I wanted to make like these comic books or picture books that were about science and spirituality.
So when you started looking into this about a year ago, what would you say pulled you into sacred geometry? What interests you about it? Why that, and why not just regular painting or drawing?
Well, I think I get really inspired by all of the variation in nature and the strange mutations that come out of nature. I think that's something that really motivates me and is like the core of my love of creation and God and everything. It comes from that like awe that I have of creation. And I guess like sacred geometry is like taking that and making these, like just taking these basic shapes and lines and creating these complex bodies. So kind of like all of nature is like that.
Not everybody walks through life and notices things like that. So I want you, for the naked eye, that is not trained or does not look for that kind of beauty. When you walk out in nature and you talk about the complex shapes and things you see, tell me what you see. For someone who doesn't pay attention and just walks through life and it's concrete and all those things around, you're finding the beauty. You're finding the beauty in the shapes of nature, and I want you to kind of describe that to me if you can, so I can pay attention when I go out.
Oh, like in the subway, you can notice like all those little
like
things.
What? You mean like the shape of the actual train coming through, or what?
Well, I mean, I guess like when you're walking outside, all the flowers are blooming, and you can look closely, and there's all these cool shapes and flowers and patterns and repeated forms. I guess mostly it's in our culture. I feel like it's so easy to get sucked into the world and into like, you know, being somebody or being successful. And I feel like for me it's like art, it's more of a direct, passionate connection to something divine or something beyond myself.
Salihah's work is unique in that she finds a way to combine sacred geometry with her own style of abstract art. Every little circle or line in Salihah's canvas has a purpose and is always connected to the larger whole.
What are you working on here?
This was just a drawing I was doing this morning.
And you didn't measure this?
No.
Is this what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Because these look very precise here, almost exactly the same in there. I love the colors you use. How do you choose what you're using?
I guess I just pick colors randomly.
I cannot draw a straight line to save my soul. I'm telling you, and her lines are like perfect in here, as if she has a ruler or a compass with her. They're really nice, yeah.
And sometimes, like with this one, I didn't use a compass like the first one I did, but then I was starting to like do compass and do like the basic sacred geometry thing, which is the Vesica Pisces.
So that's the basic shape you see in that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's two circles intertwined, and then this is like all of creation, like comes out of this shape.
That's really cool.
That's the like root sacred geometry.
Yeah. Those look like flower petals in there. I love that.
Yeah, and then that's just like circles all intertwining to make those shapes.
Nice.
So then I like break it up in these paintings, like this one.
So you may do like a half circle or part of the circle in some of it. Yeah, because I see it. There it is. Looky there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the ones over there. And then I really like this shape too. That's outside.
That is made by the two little flower petals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside there.
That's pretty.